Well, Grace, I've been wheeling and dealing so long today in the studio that I forgot I have not even ate. But that's okay. Why is that okay? Because the Brilliantly Dumb Show is presented to you by Postmates. For a limited time, Postmates is giving our listeners $100 of free delivery credit for your first 7 days using promo code BROBIBLE. $100 of free delivery credit with Postmates. Download that app now. Anything you need, anytime you need it, Postmate it.
Could be a little muscle coming in there, no, Jarv? All right, let's get this baby rocking and rolling. Now, one of the hardest interviews to get around this time is any type of NFL prospect getting ready for the draft. What do we do here on the Brilliantly Dumb Show? We bring you a player getting ready for the NFL draft. Jarvis Miller, former linebacker at UMass and Penn State. Thanks for being on the show, big fella.
Of course, man. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Now, Jarvis, I got to, before this whole quarantine thing started, I got to hang out with you the other day. We're playing FIFA. Now, while I'm focusing on getting the soccer ball down the field,
Right.
in my peripheral, I'm looking at you and I'm thinking to myself, how does a guy of your size run a 4.3 40?
Yeah, man. It's actually crazy because I've never officially tested at that before. So, but I knew I had it in me, through the training, and I was running good times before in college. So I knew once I started this process, getting ready for the draft, and I have a 3 months just to myself of getting ready and training, I knew I had that in me. So I really wasn't surprised when I ran it, but I felt really good to get that time down.
When you're in the middle of the 40, are there heats where you're thinking, wow, I'm going really fast on this one? And are there ones where thinking, I'm not going so fast?
You got your dry phase when you get out for the first 20, and then you pop up and you start lifting, and then you finish. So I know how fast I'm running depending on how fast I get out in that first 10. If I feel good, I'm like, oh, I'm out. And then honestly, I'm just thinking in my head, like, run faster.
The things I would do to be able to feel that just in one heat, like, wow, Bob's really going.
It's nerve-wracking, most definitely nerve-wracking. But like I said, I knew I had that in me, but that's just all my hard work paying off, honestly.
Now, let me ask you something, Jarvis. With now Pro Day, is it correct? Pro Days are now canceled, right?
Yes, sir.
What are there players where that benefits to not have a Pro Day and some where it hurts?
I think it hurts for all the guys who didn't go for the combine, and also the guys who want to retest that went to the combine but didn't test.
That know that they could do better?
Exactly. So maybe you ran a slow time at the combine and you're going to bank on having a pro day. Well, what happens now when there is no pro day?
Right.
Now we kind of had like just fend for ourselves and use all of our resources that we had, and kind of just had to come up with our own little plan, and had people out there and taping and recording us and having the laser out there, and, while still maintaining and being in shape and working out every day.
So you ran a 4.3 today. Is there a way to where you send it to the NFL, or is there somebody that it's kind of like a golf scorecard to where somebody's got to sign off?
So I had people there to confirm that I ran that time. That high level people, Ryan Flaherty, who's director of performance enhancement for Nike, one of the Nike coaches, and he was there. And I sent that to my agent, the video that we recorded, and from there, just send it out to people, man, and just go from there.
I'd say, Jarvis, I hope you didn't run with that chain on, because if you didn't, you might have won it like a 4-1 if you didn't have that thing.
No, I run this. This is nothing too crazy, though.
Jarvis, let me ask you something, okay? The day of the NFL draft, okay? At what point, like we talked about Saquon, who you've been training with, of course, he knew he was going top 5. At what point in the draft is there really no way of knowing where you're going to go?
You don't know, man. For someone like Shea, like going into the draft process, he knew he was a really high prospect, the number 1 running back. So if I'm the number 1 running back, I know I'm going. Well, for him, he knew he was going to go top 5. So the stress level really wasn't as high. And
right.
The other guys, man, who had good college careers, could have tested really well, but you still don't know. And it's a toss-up. And it's nerve-wracking, but, man, throughout this process, man, I stay really close to God. I pray a lot, and you know what I'm saying? I let the cards fall where they are. I know the type of player I am. I know the type of person I am. I'm a great person who would love to be in any organization, and I also think that organizations would love to have me as well. So
you got a good head on your shoulder, Jarvis.
100%, man. I know what I bring to the table. So whether it's drafted or undrafted, like I'm just blessed for the opportunity at hand, you know?
And do you think a player would be lying if they say they don't really care where they go? I mean, you got to look at these different cities and think, okay, I'd kind of prefer to go there. Or
No, I think that is a lie. I mean, for me, like I'm a New England guy. So obviously like playing for the Patriots, that's a hometown dream, you know?
on it.
So and then you also look at other things like I was just talking to you before. I know like no state tax, like playing for a Florida team. Like if you're always thinking about money, you know?
I think the first thing I said to you was, "How about the Rams?" You said, state tax.
State tax, man. I'm telling you. I'm always thinking about that stuff, man. It's the little things. But in retrospect, I think players have maybe a certain team they would love to play for, like a hometown team. Like growing up, this is my favorite team or something like that. Most definitely.
Now, all right, so Jarvis, here's what we're going to do. With that being said, I want to play a game with you.
Okay.
Because when I do in the draft, not that I'm ever getting ready for the NFL draft, but I think these players and I think cities of where I'm going to go,
Okay.
two things pop up. So I'm going to give you an NFL team, and you're going to tell me the first things that pop in your head, whether it's food in that city, a player that you would want to play with, New England. Do they have state tax over there?
I know the taxes are pretty high in there in New England. I know
Then
that.
you could say something like that and Belichick, something like that. So I'm going to give you a team, and you give me the first two things that come to your mind, okay? We're on draft day. Jarvis Miller gets selected by the San Francisco 49ers. Top two things that come up.
Oh, man, I'm thinking about the beach.
Nice, Jarv.
And Richard Sherman.
Love that. Okay, we're rolling here. Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, I'm thinking about gambling. And honestly, another thing that just popped into my mind that has nothing to do with football is Floyd Mayweather.
Interesting. That's his territory over there, Jarvis.
Exactly. So Vegas, you know what I'm saying? Vegas.
Hey, you're sticking true to the game here. I like that. Green Bay Packers select Jarvis Miller.
I'm thinking cold weather and cheese.
Love that. All right, here's a tough one. You thought Green Bay was rough.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions select Jarvis Miller.
I'm thinking of Ford.
Yeah.
And also cold weather.
Okay. Two more for you. In the NFL 2020 draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Jarvis Miller.
Okay, I'm thinking about rain and Russell Wilson.
I thought for sure you'd go coffee. Rain was a great call.
Rain. It's always raining in Seattle, man.
You a coffee guy, Jarvis?
No, I don't even drink caffeine like that.
Jesus Christ, you might have run a 4-1 if you had a cup of coffee before.
Man. I should have drank some.
Last one. You ready for me, Jarv?
Sure.
The New York Giants select Jarvis Miller.
Oh, man. I am thinking about, obviously, just the city. You know what I'm saying? The bright lights, New York, obviously. And obviously, my best friend, Saquon. So.
Speaking of Saquon, okay, has he shown you a good slice of New York pizza?
Oh, man. It's crazy. When he first got drafted in New York, I was there probably the next 2 weekends. Yeah, man. New York's a different city, man. There's a lot of people, and it's just, if you never experienced that before, I think everyone should go.
You know why I like you on the Giants? Not just because I'm a New York guy. You got the head for it.
Right.
New York can destroy people. If you're not all there up top, you're screwed.
That New York media is vicious, man.
Oof, you're telling me.
It's vicious.
You're telling me.
You got some top and drop a pass, man. They're on you.
No, they will jump all. If you're not fit for it, it'll show immediately.
For real.
I don't know why I'm saying you're telling me. I've never had to deal with the New York media. They're not all over the Brilliantly Dumb show. All right, Jarvis. Now, here's the thing that a lot of our followers have really gotten into. You know Kenny Katz, manager of Saquon Barkley. We both know Saquon, mutual friend. Yeah. You have met our good friend of the pod, Joey Coldcuts.
Oh, Coldcuts, man. What a guy.
What did you think of Joey Coldcuts?
I'm like, man, this guy's a competitor. Real. He don't like losing, man, playing FIFA. I'm like, oh, man, like he's giving me a tough time. I beat him like, what, 6-1 the first game?
Oh, you were smoking him. It was getting ugly.
It was getting bad, man. He rallied, came back, and beat me 3-2 the next game. So I was like, okay, he got my respect. Man.
Now, with that competitive edge in mind, I know this is out there, but it's something we've talked about. If Saquon and Joey Coldcuts, the running bet that we have going,
okay,
ran 10 heats of Lions Den, which is more closed in than Oklahoma.
Yep.
Would Joey Cold Cuts have any shot whatsoever at tackling him?
I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, be real with us, Jarvis.
Joey Cold Cuts, my guy. But I don't even think he lay a finger on him.
Really?
I've seen this man Saquon do some crazy things in there.
And so could he even get some type of shoestring on him? Nothing.
So when I tell you, so in Lions Den, there's 3 linemen, 3 D linemen, and a linebacker.
Right.
And then the running back, and then say was the running back. When I tell you that he made the 3 D linemen miss, and then made the linebacker miss, and they didn't touch him, yeah, it's crazy.
Joey Cold Cuts ain't getting them.
No shot. No shot. I love Cold Cuts. No shot.
He's not that much of a competitor to be able to tackle Cold Cuts.
Oh, man. That'd be hard, man.
At Penn State, how dominant was Saquon? Just to even go, like, watching him or going up against him in practice?
You know, I had a different point of view. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my roommate. So, like I said, I'm with the guy every day. We're practicing every day. And, man, it just gets to the point where you don't realize the stuff that he's doing is just not normal. You know what I'm saying? And to us, it's like, okay, let's just say we're going through practice. But at the end of the day, he's making you better. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt about it.
The best back in the country. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even realize he's getting you that much better.
Is it a tough call for a coach to make, though, in the sense of you almost don't want to let him practice because you don't want to risk any type of injury, but at the same time, it's getting you guys that much better?
Oh, for sure, man. And I think someone like Saquon, he tell you, especially a running back, get into a rhythm is great. You know what I'm saying? Getting into that rhythm of, you know what I'm saying, just finding the rhythm of being a running back. So I think getting the reps in practice and stuff like that, you need that for the game, you know?
Right.
And we need those reps, or like everyone else, you know what I'm saying? We needed those reps because he's the best back in the country, you know what I'm saying? You can't beat that, you know? So we're both getting good on good every day at practice.
That guy is a machine, huh?
Yeah, man. He's asking, man. We on Saturdays, Sundays, he wake me up. We go over to the facility and work out just on our own. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was with him every day. So all the little work habits and the extra work and all that stuff, man, like he truly embodies that. And those are little things I took from him, you know?
Some of the stuff you see this guy benching, it makes you sick to your stomach. It's not even.
I was on FaceTime with him today, and he was saying now he benched 315 8 times today, you know? Like
it's like he's not even struggling. He's not sweating.
Not sweating at all.
Jarvis, in that stadium, I mean, you would know better than I would, but I think Penn State's got to be one of the loudest stadiums during a home game. Can you hear shit?
No, man. It's
nothing.
Whiteout, man. Whiteout is, I think, the best environment in college football. You know what I'm saying?
And the loudest?
The loudest.
By far.
By far. No bias. And I think Iowa's up there as well. Iowa got really rowdy. And Ohio State was pretty
Iowa.
Good. Iowa.
Interesting.
We played there for a night game. Because the way the stadium is built, the fans are all on top of you. You know what I'm saying? So it gets so loud in there. Penn State is more impressive because it's so spread out and it's that loud.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. So you would actually say Iowa's up there.
Iowa's up there, and I put Ohio State up there.
Who's the best quarterback you've ever faced, Jarvis?
Trace McSorley.
Really? He was quick too, huh?
I tell you, we had the best quarterback and running back duo. I promise. So going against them in practice and going to anybody else, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And Trace's stats prove it, man. He was the best quarterback in Penn State history. You know?
And you guys had a remarkable run too.
Crazy run, man. Crazy run. Also, like my freshman year, I seen Christian Hackenberg, great arm, man, talented dude. Went second round to the Jets. I thought he was a really good quarterback. But if we're just talking about just body of work, man, just Trace, man, consistency and just, you know what I'm saying, his stats and just what I've seen him do in practice and games, man, it just speaks for itself.
What about even from another team? Who's the hardest you went up against?
Quarterback?
Give me quarterback and then give me the best athlete you've ever faced, not including Saquon.
Okay. Quarterback wise, I would say okay. You can make the argument JT Barrett.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? At Ohio State. Like he was dominant.
Because he's the double threat, he could run or pass.
Exactly. I'm not even talking about what they're even doing in the league now, but just in college, he was dominant.
Right.
You know, Same thing with Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins was a good quarterback.
Tough cookie too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of all the other Big Ten teams. Oh, I'm tripping. Sam Darnold. We played Sam Darnold in the Rose Bowl.
You did play Sammy Boy. That's my guy.
Yeah, man. He talented dude, man.
Big fella too, tough to bring down.
Yeah, man. Crazy. We played him in the Rose Bowl, and he was slicing the dicer, man.
That's good to know. So as a Jet fan, I get a little promise. I have something to be excited about.
Big promise, man. Just give him time. He'll be fine.
Put it on the board. I like to hear that a lot.
Got to, man. Yeah. He's very impressive, man. Very.
Jarvis, another thing I wanted to know, when you're walking around campus at Penn State as a football player, you guys got all the nice athletic gear. Do you ever, if I were you, I just wouldn't take it off so people know that I'm a football player. What's it like walking around Penn State as a football player?
It's an honor, and it's also a standard that you have to withhold, you know. Being a Penn State football player, or even, you know what I'm saying, like another big sport at Penn State is wrestling. Like being on those types of teams, man, like it's a blessing to be on. You know what I'm saying? So being able to wear all that gear and rep Penn State and consider yourself a Penn State football player or athlete, like man, it's a blessing, man, and you really can't take that for granted. Because not a lot of people can say that, you know.
I got news for you, Jarvis. After this interview, your draft stock is going to skyrocket. You got all the right answers.
I hope, man. I hope.
You really do. I mean, it's got to. Were people doing a lot of double taking while you're walking around campus there, Jarv?
It's like one of those things like, you know who's who based off of stature or what they wear. Like, oh, he's an athlete. Plus, like, we all had book bags with our name tags on it, so you could tell who the athletes were right away anyways.
So dinner time, Rob. What are you thinking?
Al, I actually think I'm going to go with my fourth dish of chicken parm this week.
You're a chicken parmaholic, bro.
Can't stop.
Yeah.
And I can get it anytime I want, anytime I need it.
You can.
You know how?
No, tell me.
Using the Postmates app.
Oh, I love it.
From an early morning breakfast burrito to a bottle of wine after work, maybe that bottle of wine turns into 3 bottles of wine, Alex. You could Postmate some Advil too. They do it all over at Postmates. For a limited time only, Postmates is giving our listeners $100 of free delivery credit for your first 7 days. To start your free deliveries, download the app and use code BROBIBLE. That's code BROBIBLE for $100 of free delivery credit with no minimum purchase for your first 7 days when you download the Postmates app. Alex, that's a lot of fucking bottles of wine right
And
there.
chicken parm.
And chicken parms.
A little bit of both.
Anything you need, anytime you need it, Postmate it.
I dig it.
And Jarvis, to close us out here, what do you plan to do? Do you have plans? We discussed this a little bit when we were hanging out at Saquon's. Do you have an idea what you want to do post football?
Yeah, man, I got a couple ideas. But I think, you know what I'm saying, God willing, how far football takes me, man, I'm definitely want to step into that acting world. 100%, man. Get into the acting world and being out here and training in LA, man, just meeting so many people in that world, man. I was just like, man, like that's just something I could see myself doing. I took some acting classes at Penn State.
You did? You were doing acting at Penn State?
Yeah, I was taking some acting classes and theater classes at Penn State. I just never told anybody because I felt like no one would take me serious.
I'm right with you.
Yeah, man. So I was doing that on the low, and my teacher at the end of the semester told me he was like, you're really talented. Like, you could do this if you wanted to. So I always remembered that. So even being out here, man, I was like, I would love to go into acting. Also, another dream of mine, not a dream, but something I can also do is open up my own gym back home from where I'm from and have a gym where people can come in and work out or do something for like combine training or just my own gym, just for anybody, for all types of athletes.
So with that, when you do go into the NFL, do you have a certain idea? Is there a certain amount of years that you plan out to play, then you could pursue the acting career, or do you just take it year by year?
Yeah, man, I just take it day by day and year by year. You know, it's really hard, man, to plan out life. You know, I did that when I first got to college, and like I said, man, nothing goes as planned. You know, it's life. You don't know what can happen. So I just take it day by day, man. I have my plans and my aspirations, but I take it day by day, and whatever happens, happens.
It's hard it's got to be hard to look that far in ahead when you got to go and face the guys you're going to go face. You kind of do just want to take it day by day, no?
Hard, man. Someone told me, man, don't be you can't be emotionally attached to the results. You have to love the process.
Right.
If you get too emotionally attached to the results, you know what I'm saying, and something happens, you'll be distraught.
Totally.
So I love the process.
How many guys do you think in the NFL have a plan after when it's all said and done? There's a lot of uncertainty in there, is there not?
I would honestly say I can't even say it depends on how much money you make, because NFL, honestly, like something I also took from college that my head coach, Coach Franklin used to say at Penn State was NFL stands for not for long.
Right.
So you have to have a plan. You can make all this money, but what are you going to do post football? You know what I'm saying? So I think you have to find something you're passionate about, man. And for me, I was doing that same thing. I didn't know, or honestly, you don't know how long you're going to play football for. So I'm like, what am I passionate about? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, I could really see myself act. So I just little things here and there, How long do you think you will play? Who knows? But I feel like everyone should have a backup plan, regardless of how much money you make, because you won't be playing in the NFL forever.
Jarvis, you seem like a guy who what you're doing 40 years from now. You just seem to have it figured out.
Yeah, man. I tried to, man. I was raised by two amazing people, my parents, and also I think my experiences helped in watching other people maybe do the right thing, or maybe making mistakes as well. I just learn from other people, and just take it from my own.
And I can't let you leave the interview without giving you some clout. You also have a black belt in your back pocket.
Yeah, man, I do.
So football aside, you take the pads off, you could just knock somebody out, no? It doesn't have to be with a shoulder.
No, man, I know what I'm doing. I'm lethal.
You're a bad motherfucker, Jarvis.
Yeah, man. My dad got me and my sister into karate when I was 5 and she was 7, and I got my black belt by the time I was like 15 and 14 years old. And by that time, I was also competing in the sport karate circuit and made a name for myself. And by the time I was like 15, 16, I was like #1 fighter in the country for my weight class. Yeah, man.
So were you doing that so you weren't even playing football originally growing up?
No, man, I was a baseball guy. I played baseball my whole life. And probably before high school, I quit. I played a year. I played it. You said why?
Yeah.
I kind of got bored, man. Just got bored. So you get burnt out. You know what I'm saying? You play something out.
They put you in the outfield for 9 innings. You're in for a long day, Jarv.
You play baseball, you really gotta love it. You really do. You really do. And at that point, I didn't love it anymore. And I said, let me try something new. So I had played my 8th grade year of Pop Warner.
And were you dominating?
Actually, I was doing really good, but I was teeter-tottering on that line of whether I wanted to do karate full-time or football. And I was giving a lot of my time in the karate. So I would miss practices and stuff like that because I was so focused on karate. And then by the time I got to high school, I started playing my sophomore year of high school varsity. So I didn't play my freshman year. I didn't play high school football my freshman year.
Was the coach trying to recruit you?
No.
Jesus Christ. How big were you freshman year?
Small, man. Probably like 180.
And then you just started to grow and develop?
Anyone can vouch for me. Ask my father, man. I was sitting there, and my dad's like, you got to do something. You're not about to just be sitting home all the time. And I was like, you know what? I'll play football. And like I said, at the time, my high school team was like 1-9 for like 10 years.
We don't know. You could be in the NBA too. You could be going for the NBA draft right now.
I wasn't good. I wasn't that good at basketball.
You got a couple things in the back pocket there, Jarf.
Got to. Yeah, man, my junior, senior year, my class, my group of people, we kind of turned that program around, and we set the foundation for kids now to go play college ball. So, and I'm the first one ever from my school to play Division I athletics. So.
Well, I'll tell you, Jarvis, no disrespect to Bruce Lee, but it looks like you made the right decision going with the football side of things.
No regrets, man. No regrets.
We will be pulling for you here, the fans of the show, like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, man, I appreciate
Best of luck to you. You're a character, man. I'm glad you were able to come on.
course.
Are we going to
anytime.
hang out when this is all over?
Come on now, you already know. You can come over anytime.
Can I bring cold cuts too?
Oh, of course, bring cold cuts. I need my rematch.
Hey, you're the best, Jarvis. We'll talk soon. Anytime you want to come back, you say the word, buddy.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Love it, buddy. Good luck, okay?
Oh, my God. Thank you.
Take care, brother.